Hello everyone, this is Shali from Zoho Books team and I welcome you all to today's webinar on preparing for the new financial year ahead. The agenda for today's webinar is core accounting activities to be performed during the year-end close, tips and tricks on how to prepare for the new financial year, followed by a Q&A session. Financial year end and preparing for the next financial year tends to be the busiest time for every business as there are many tasks we need to complete before we step into the new financial year. In this webinar, we'll share tips and tricks for closing your books of accounts faster and getting ready for the new financial year. Let's first identify the areas in your accounting that needs attention. The first and foremost is the receivables management. Strong receivables management helps prevent overdue payments and non-payment. Collecting all the pending payments on time from your customers is one of the crucial tasks in any business. In order to collect the outstanding payments from your customers, you should have a detailed report wherein you'll be able to view the pending balances customer-wise. You should also send reminders along with a statement of accounts to your customers to collect the outstanding amount. The next important task is recording all your vendor bills and expenses. Make sure you have recorded all the bills from your vendors. Just cross-verify if you have any pending payables and make sure to close it and record it in your books of accounts. An equally important task is reevaluating your inventory. You should perform a stock take and see how many of your items are either obsolete or no longer in sellable condition. Additionally, make sure that your physical stock numbers match with the reported inventory numbers in your books of accounts. Reconciling your books of accounts with your bank accounts is one of the crucial tasks to close your year-end. Reconciling will help you identify discrepancies, possible bank errors, or fraudulent activities that has happened in your account. This tedious task can be made much simpler if you do a bit every month. Please check if your bank statement has a corresponding entry in your accounting software and vice versa. Preparing the financial reports. Preparing and reviewing all your financial reports is critical during the year end. You should compare the current year's report with the previous year's to see if your business is doing well. Analyze your cash flow reports to understand where your money is coming from and how it's been spent. Before I start sharing the tips and tricks on how to prepare for the financial year in Zoho Books, I want to insist on one important message. When the financial year ends, all your account balance will be carried forward to the next financial year by the system automatically in Zoho Books. Now let's see how you can use Zoho Books to take care of your year-end tasks so you can get a complete, accurate set of financial records for your business. Receivables. You can run the customer balance report in order to know how much money each of your customer still owe you so you can tie up any loose ends. You can click the Customize report and customize as on or by the customer name and select this option if you do not want to view transactions created at a later date. You can select the file format here and schedule the report. Choose this option if you want to protect this file with a password and click Export. Sending the customer statement via email is just a click away in Zoho Books. To do this, go to the customer modules under Sales, select the customer and click Statements. Here you can view the statement of accounts for the customer. You can click Send Email here to send the statements to the customer. Verify the email and click Send. You should also check active projects that are yet to be built and send out invoice for them. You can use the project summary report to quickly find any projects that have not yet been invoiced. Under Projects and Timesheets, go to Project Summary. You can also see if any billable expense hasn't been invoiced yet by going into the expense detail report and selecting the unbilled filter. Click Customize Report, and under Advanced Filters, select Status is in Unbilled and click Run Report. In addition to this, you can always stay on top of your cash flow throughout the year by setting up the manual or automated reminders in Zoho Books. Go to Reminders under Settings, and here you can choose whether you want manual reminders or automated reminders. In case you waited for a long time to collect your receivables, and if you think any of your customer is never going to pay you, you can write the invoice off as bad debt. To do this, go to Invoice and select the invoice that you want to write off. Click here and select Write Off. Select the date, enter the reason, and click Write It Off. To make sure that you have waited sufficient time before writing off an invoice, go to the Aging Details report and see how long a payment has remained unpaid. Customers who have long overdue invoices can be found in this report. You can send them a final reminder just in case, but if you do not get a response, write these overdue invoices off. If you receive any advances from your customer and you're not able to deliver the goods or services during the financial year, and if you're not sure about the future association with the customer, you can choose to refund those unused credits. To do this, go to the Payments Received module, select the payment, click here, and select Refund. Select the payment mode, enter the amount and the From account, and click Save. Payables. Following up on prepaid expenses. If you've paid any advances to your vendors and the goods and services have not been received during the year, you can choose to get the money back from your vendors. To do this, you can go to the Payments module, click on the default filter, then choose the Advance Payments. You can also make any pending payments to the vendors before you close your books of accounts. You can run the vendor balance report to get a clear picture of the bill balances due. Reevaluating your stock. If your business involves in selling goods, you should evaluate your inventory during the year end. Make sure that your physical stock numbers match with the reported inventory number in Zoho Books. In case of any mismatch in the quantity or value of the stock, you can perform inventory adjustments and get it aligned. Click Adjust Stock in the item, enter the reference number, new quantity on hand, quantity adjustment, and the reason, and click Convert to Adjusted. You can check the items you do not sell or buy and mark them as inactive. Click More and mark as inactive. You can check if any of your assets have depreciated and post journal to record that. Reconcile bank statements. Verify you have not left any uncategorized transactions in your bank statement in Zoho Books. You can create transaction rules with your own criteria that will then automatically categorize the transactions for you. Under the gear icon, click Manage Transaction Rules. Click New Rule. Enter the rule name, whether it's deposit or withdrawal. Enter the criteria. Select which account, the destination of supply, the tax percentage, and click Save. Perform reconciliation to make sure your bank balance matches with the amount in Zoho Books. Click Reconcile Account under the gear icon. And click Reconcile Now. Enter the closing balance and click Start Reconciliation. Budgeting. Budgets help you compare and forecast your business performance. In Zoho Books, you can create budgets and compare them with the actuals. There are 3 ways in which you can record a budget. Enter them manually, pre-fill based on previous year's actuals, autofill accounts. Enter them manually, pre-fill based on previous year's actuals, autofill accounts. Once you've created a budget, Zoho Books will generate a report showing the actuals with the forecasted budget. You can view this by clicking the View Budget versus Actuals option. You can also customize this report based on filter, reporting basis, and budget period. Transaction locking. Once you've reconciled your bank statements with the transactions recorded in your organization, you can lock them so that no further changes will happen in the closing period. You also have the option to select the entities that you want to lock. You can set a different locking period for each entity. Use the transaction locking feature in Zoho Books to prevent transactions from being created, edited, or deleted. If you want to make any changes to the transaction during the locked period, you can use the partial unlock option. This will unlock the transaction recorded in the specified date. GST Filing. Please do verify all your input tax credits for the year has been claimed from the GSTN. Make sure to check all the GST returns has been filed in the GSTN portal and you have marked it as filed in Zoho Books as well. E-Invoicing. Did you know that Zoho Books is a unified compliant solution? That is, you'll be able to validate all your invoices via IRP. And the validated invoice details will be synced to the GST portal. Also, you can instantaneously generate an e-way bill along with an e-invoice whenever required. Now let me show you how e-invoice works in Zoho Books. The first step is to register Zoho Corporation as your GST Suvidha provider in the IRP. Log on to the website einvoice1.gst.gov.in. Once you've logged in, go to the API registration menu. Let's choose the GSP for our API interface. From the drop-down, you can select Zoho Corporation as your GSP. Generate a username and password and save it. Now that we have our API credentials, we can next add this to Zoho Books. So let's get into Zoho Books. We'll go to the Settings and Preferences. In the E-Invoices Preferences section to enable E-Invoice. Add your API credentials in this section. When the validation is complete, a connection between Zoho Books and the IRP portal will be established. This is a one-time setup. Once done, you can generate invoice from Zoho Books anytime. Audit Trail. In an accounting platform, it is imperative to be able to keep track of the changes made on a transaction or actions performed by a user accessing your books of accounts. But no worries, you could very well keep track of these in Zoho Books. Let's consider an invoice we have created in Zoho Books. If you wish to check out the history of the changes this invoice has gone through, you can use the Audit Trail report. Let me show you how to do this. We'll go to the Reports section in Zoho Books and quickly jump to the Activity Logs report. Activity Log Report is a detailed report of all the activities that were carried out in the organization during a particular period. It provides us with the details on the when, what, where, and who of an action performed in your books of accounts. You can customize this report and select the period. It also gives you a chance to review those actions performed in your Zoho Books organization in the case of any suspected fraud. You can customize the report and view activity details, action performed by a user, changes made to a customer or vendor, operation types such as create, update, and delete, and if there are any changes in the PII fields, those can be also viewed in the activity log report. Based on the transactions that you record in Zoho Books, the system will prepare all the financial reports automatically. Right from the business overview report, like profit and loss, balance sheets, sales reports such as sales by customers, sales by items, inventory reports like inventory summary report, receivables reports such as aging details, payable reports like vendor balances, purchase and expense reports like purchase by vendor, expense details, and all the tax reports like tax and TDS summary, GST-R3B, and annual summary. You can also use the business performance ratio to view the health of your business with quick ratios. We have 50 plus reports that you can use to analyze different aspects of your business. We've been adding to this list and also constantly enhancing the existing reports. We also have an option to save custom reports. This option is available in the higher end plans. You can view the plan comparison in our pricing page. With the final review of the yearly report, you've now finished all the tasks when it comes to closing your books of accounts for the year end, and you're all set for the new financial year. I hope this webinar was helpful to you. Thank you.